Good evening, sir.
Good that you are in time. Let's wait for 1 minute and then we will start. Yesterday we got some tips on digital tools given by Sri Prabjot. Did you find it useful, Shaurya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One very important thing we learned yesterday was how to track your mobile if it is lost or stolen. So do you remember how will you track your lost mobile?
Yes, sir.
Understand? Track का क्या मतलब होता है? उसको कैसे पता करें कहाँ पर है? अगर आपका मोबाइल खो गया है तो आप कैसे पता कर सकते हो वो कहाँ पर है? If you remember, please recall what did Prabjot tell yesterday?
Yes, sir. So, if we want to track our phone numbers or anything, so first we want to log in Chrome with our Gmail, and then
Yes.
we will. Yes, sir.
Yes, very good, very good. Then how will we find our lost mobile?
And then, so 3 dots will come. We will click on that, and we will
Arya,
select.
can you switch on your video?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are speaking, your video should be on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are telling very well. Go ahead.
So the 3 dots will come, and in the 3 dots there will be a star in that with a thing that is written in it: track your phone numbers or anything else. So we will click on it, and then we will.
Shaurya, okay. There's one confusion here. From 3 dots, you will first see your mobile should be linked to your email account. Then only it can be tracked. Okay, so we will link our mobile to our email account, and then we just have to type in the Google search bar, we have to type find my device, and it will show where your device is. If it is linked to your email account, then the location and the map where exactly your mobile is lying, it will be given with the address. And it also has. Yes, Shaurya.
So any phone can trace if any phone can trace my phone, so some thieves can trace my phone and stole my phone, sir.
No. That is why the phone that is linked to your email account, only that you can trace. Okay. So keep your phone linked to your email account. That has another benefit, that if it is lost, you can also get your all your data of the phone from the cloud. Cloud, you know what is cloud?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cloud is storage of all your data in the internet. Okay, from there it can be retrieved. Retrieved means it can be brought back. So we have some new members today. I welcome them all. Thank you, Madhuji. You have joined from Kota. I can see one mobile, Madhu Gupta. Please introduce yourself, sir. And one more is Ritika Tyagi. Ritika, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. Where are you from?
So I am from Delhi and in class 10th.
Okay. You are also from same place as Bhavya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Welcome. So now we
Thank you,
start
sir.
today's topic, and there are, as I have always said, if there are difficult terms in the topic, we should first define them. Okay. So the topic is, should we be realists or idealists? Okay. So must first know the meaning of realist and idealist. Can any one of you define the terms realist and idealist?
Yes, sir. I know the meaning of realist and idealist.
Very good, Shaurya. Go ahead.
So idealist is when we think about any something, when we think about something, and so realistic is when we do it in real life.
No. This is not the exact definition. When you say someone who just thinks, doesn't do much, so that person is theoretical. And someone who does instead of just thinking, that person is practical. Okay. That is not same as realist and idealist. Anyone else will define the term, what is realist and what is idealist? हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? यथार्थवादी और आदर्शवादी. आइडियलिस्ट इज आदर्शवादी, जो बहुत बड़े आदर्श लेकर चलता है उसको आइडियलिस्ट बोलते हैं. और जो कड़वी सच्चाई को सामने रख के चलता है उसको रियलिस्ट या यथार्थवादी बोलते हैं. बट हाउ विल यू पुट इट इन इंग्लिश? विल एनीवन डिफाइन? एक एग्जाम्पल के साथ बताओ. खुशी, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन?
Sorry, sir, what?
What is idealist and realist? What is the meaning? Explain with example.
Sir, meaning of what?
Realist and idealist.
Sir, I guess idealist is like the person, like emotions and all that creativity, emotions and morals and ideas are known as idealist.
What is realist?
Sir, that real life or that showing practical ideas, like if we are making a model of the cities and all, we are showing that like in real life, in a practical ideas that we are showing from our creativity and all.
Can you give some examples of both?
So example of realistic is like like making a model or singing or carrying something.
No, can you identify some historical personalities who were idealist and realist?
So I don't know about this.
Very easy. See, your second answer was correct, good, but your definition of idealist is not very precise. I'll again repeat, idealist is someone who follows high principles in all conditions. Usko
Sir,
idealistic
such as
bolenge.
Mahatma Gandhi, for example.
Yes, very good. Gandhi ji is a good example of an idealist.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, and who will be a contemporary example of, contemporary means someone who lived at that same time, will be a good example of contemporary realist? Yes, Shaurya.
So may I explain and
Yes,
example?
give example of a realist. Khushi has given example of an idealist, Gandhi ji. Who was a realist?
Okay. So
who is realist? Realist is somebody who just looks at facts without idealism and is ready to work according to reality, who works according to reality rather than ideals. That is
so
the realist.
so
So,
So
what will be an
philosophers
example?
are such examples, right? Philosophers.
Philosophers may not be realists, some may be realists, some may be idealists, but give some specific example. You said Gandhi was an idealist, but Sardar Patel was a realist. Very good example. Okay. But before you start speaking, you must
Sir, Albert
understand.
Einstein maybe when come in realistic.
No, Einstein was a great scientist, but he,
Sir, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
yeah, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was uh,
Ideally,
was a realist, yes, but of a what shall I say, harsh realist. We can harsh realist. But I'll now explain what is the difference between realist and harsh realist, and what is the difference between idealist and a practical idealist. And so, along with idealist, yes, Shaurya.
so APJ Abdul Kalam.
APJ Abdul Kalam, yes, was a realist, very good. But now we have four categories. Okay. Those who are impractical idealists, totally idealistic, and sometimes they are following impractical policies. They are one category. That is like Gandhiji. For example, he himself admitted that he was not practical against the challenge of Muslim League. You remember, Muslim League was the party of Muhammad Jinnah, and they created a lot of bloodshed, and they created Pakistan. They led to the murder and rape of so many people. Jinnah was very bad. So Gandhi could not tackle him. So this is one category. Idealists who are not practical. They are very good, but they do not succeed very well. Okay. This is extreme idealism. Then there are realistic idealists. Idealists who follow ideals but also try to understand reality and act accordingly. Okay.
so sir,
So
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose will be both, or he will be only realistic?
he will be a harsh realist. I'll explain what is harsh realist. So, first category of realist is idealistic realists who combine idealism and realism. They are people like Patel. They have a noble goal. They live a very good life. They follow principles. But where some practical measures have to be taken against, for example, gundas, then they are ready to make use of force also. Got it? Is my point clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then there are harsh realists like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. They have one or two single ideals, and for that they are ready to sacrifice human lives also. They are ready to kill also. Okay? So for them, ends justify means. Does anyone know the meaning of this phrase? Ends justify means. See, the meaning of ends justify means is that ends, yani ki our results, our final goal, that is the end. Okay. Final goals justify bad means also. If our final goal is good, then adoption of bad means like violence is also okay. Is my point clear now? These are harsh realists. Yes, Bhavya? You want to ask something, Bhavya?
No, sir.
Okay. So how was Subhash Chandra Bose a harsh realist?
So because like he was a freedom fighter and if there will be some fight, so he can sacrifice his life on that. So that's why he was a hard.
No. If someone sacrifices own life, that is idealism. That is not harsh idealism. But if someone is ready to use violence against many people in order to get their final goal, that is harsh idealism. In fact, Subhash Chandra Bose was even going and shaking hand with Hitler. That was not a good thing. He shouldn't have taken help from Hitler. Hitler was even worse than the British. In order to defeat British, he took help from Hitler. That was wrong. This is example of harsh realism, that you are ready to use even bad means in order to get some goal that you have in mind. Let's say your goal is to become the topper. If you use cheating also for that, then this is harsh realism. This is not idealistic realism. Okay? So using bad means even for a good goal is not right. But then there is another category of simple realists who don't use bad means except in a very difficult condition. So use of violence, for example, is okay in order to prevent bigger violence. Right? Suppose there is a bad gang in your area and you have to punish them in order to create bigger violence that they are planning. So you can take help of a smaller gunda in order to defeat a bigger gunda. Okay? This is simple realism. So now you have 4 categories. I hope it is clear. Simple realism example would be someone who lived with Gandhi was Savarkar. Okay? He was ready to use violence to keep India together. But Gandhiji said we will never use violence. That is idealism. Okay? Patel was idealistic realist. That is second category. That means we will very rarely use violence. We will not try to use violence unless we are forced to. So Patel used violence against Swamiji. Namaskar, welcome.
Namaskar.
And
sorry,
please welcome. We have Swami Atmanandji today joining us, and we are very fortunate to have him. Please say namaskar to him.
Sir. Namaskar, Swami.
Hi, good evening. Namaskar.
Okay. So Swamiji, I am explaining to them the difference between realism and idealism and their branches. That is, practical realism and harsh realism also have to be distinguished. So I have given them example of Gandhiji as an idealist, Patel as a practical idealist, Subhash Bose as a harsh realist, and a simple realist is example of Savarkar. So the main difference is on the question of using bad means for a good goal, for a good end. Are we going to use bad means?
Like
The
Bhishma
idealists.
Pitama. Sorry. You please continue.
No, please. What were you saying, Swamiji?
Like Bhishma Pitama,
Yeah.
he was very much idealistic person.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why all this Mahabharat Yuddha, the war, big war happened
Yes.
because of some people were very idealistic with
That's
their
a very good example. But on the other hand, Krishna is a realist.
realist.
He is ready to use sometimes bad means also for a higher goal.
We have to be realistic with some idealism also.
Yeah, that is what these two, everyone will have to say, what shall we be? Shall we be, now you have to speak, everybody has to speak for 2 minutes. Shall we be an idealist or a practical idealist or a realist or a harsh realist? Okay, harsh realist is someone who is ready to use any means for a certain goal. Okay, like Netaji Subhash Bose. He went to Hitler also to fight the British. Hitler was a very bad person. So that is harsh realism. Savarkar is a practical realist who does not want to
Excuse me,
use
sir.
violence, but he is ready to use violence.
Yes, sir.
But
I want to say.
Divesh ji, yeah, somebody was.
So I want to say that being harsh, realistic is also not good because he only wants to give freedom to our country. So I guess this is.
It isn't.
So I was saying that.
Yeah,
this,
you give your view. Now we have understood what are each category represents. You have all now time to give your view. What would you like to be? An idealist, a practical idealist like Krishna or Sardar Patel, or a realist,
Devesh ji,
okay, like
all this,
Savarkar, and or
Devesh
a
ji, I have
harsh
a
realist.
question.
Yes.
All these terrorists, in which category you would put all the terrorists?
Some of them
people?
are harsh realists if they are not using violence for their selfish end, because there is a fifth category.
No, terrorists. I'm talking about terrorists.
They will be called criminals. They
So
don't have any higher goal. So that is the fifth category. Okay, I was just coming to that. We are not talking of the fifth category who are plain criminals and selfish people. Okay, we are talking of people who have some higher goal, but they adopt different policy about the means to be used for getting those goals. Some people are rigid that we will never use any wrong means, like Gandhiji. Some people say no, sometimes we have to use wrong mean also for a higher goal, like Krishna or Sardar Patel. And some people say we will not bother about means as long as our goals are good. They are realists. And some people are harsh realists. They are ready to use very bad means also. Okay. So now everyone will speak. I'll invite Swamiji to speak first. Then we all speak for 2 minutes and we will speak in English. And as always, we will suggest any improvement in English language if that has to be made after listening to your speech. Swamiji, please start.
Realistic and idealistic both has their own place. Yes. So without idealism, you cannot, the society cannot move. You need certain ideology to move the society. Like our Sanatan Dharma has its ideology. Like our Indian culture has one ideology. Now in big cities, if you see, people are losing the ideology of our culture. That is why so much of stress is coming up in the big cities, in the youths. Of course, we have to be practical, but not on the cost of the value system. All the ideology is to make our life more comfortable, to make the society in harmony, to bring harmony in the society and to evolve our life. So this is what I think. Ideology is very important, and our all the ancient rishis and masters, they have given us certain direction which help us to move, which help us to live life in much better way, in a better way. And like this is if you see nowadays, the fight between parents and children, one generation between the next generation, it is because of the ideology and the realistic things. Children nowadays, youths always say, this is realistic, we should follow that. And their parent always say, you should follow the ideology. So I think we have to find out a middle path where you follow the certain rules and also be more practical. This is what my experience and my
Thank you, Swamiji. You are in fact completed exactly in 2 minutes. I congratulate you for that. Sometimes people just start speaking, they don't end, and some people can't speak at all. So both these extremes are bad. We must stick to time limit, and without hesitation, we should speak. Regarding your English, Swamiji, I would just like to suggest the term ideology you used, where you should have used the term ideals. The term ideology means a set of ideas which explains how power should be used in public life. For example, socialism is an ideology. Liberalism is an ideology. Fascism is also an ideology. They all tell us how power is to be used in public life. But I think what you were referring to was ideals. We should all have ideals. Society needs ideals. And you use the phrase in the youth. You need ideals in the youth. Now here, the is not needed, because we are referring to youth as an abstract noun. The is always used for any particular common noun, specific common noun. It is never used for proper noun. It is never used for abstract noun. It is used for common noun. That also when we are referring to some particular, the boy, the girl.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. You spoke, gave us very enlightening views. Now, who will speak next? The question is,
So may I start?
what will you become and why? You have to explain what will you like to become and why amongst idealists or practical idealists, realists and harsh realists. 4 categories. We will not talk about criminals and selfish people. They are of course not worth talking about. Okay, Khushi, go ahead.
So I guess we should be realistic, because everyone should be realistic. As taking a focus on our goal and having knowing your goal and trusting and all come in realistic, that we are trusting in like comes true. Like if we are wishing for something and it's come true, we are focusing on a goal, and it's become true, and your ability used to be come out and all. And it's also used to show that having a realistic belief that we are better being, and we are like we are observed with ourselves, we are focusing on a goal, and we are just looking, and we are doing hard work for our goal and all. Like in that most of the freedom fighter also was like realistic pupils that used to focus on their goal, and they also achieved it because so much of observation towards themselves was literally good. So I guess we all should be realistic, and uh, realistic also, like we it's used to if we are doing such a thing, and it's used to show that we are able to, that we can do that thing. So I guess I should be realistic instead of like instead of ideologist, I should prefer to realistic. Thank you.
Okay, good, very good, Khushi. I don't fully agree with your point, but your English was okay. You just have
Sir.
to increase your confidence. Okay, who will speak next?
So may I?
Yes, Shaurya. Go ahead. Shaurya, which class are you in?
So 5th class.
You are a boy or a girl? Please switch on your video.
So I'm a boy.
Okay, because Shaurya name is of a girl also. Okay, good. You should not have A in your name. Shaurya. Shaurya is masculine name. Okay, Shaurya is feminine name. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sir. If I would to take realism or idealism, I will never take in one of them. I will take together. Because if we will think and do this, do that, or this, so we can do it properly. So, how? I have an example. Like India is fighting from Pakistan, and Pakistan is using brain and attack too. And India is only attacking. India has two laws because if India fired and it goes in India only, so it will so lost in to India. So if India will think only, so the Pakistan will win in thinking only. So if India will think and fire or do anything else, so India will win. So if we will do everything, I'm not saying you will, if you will take realism, you can't do anything. If you will take idealism, you can't do anything. But if you will take together it, you can do perfect things. If you will only take realism, it will so much changes from realism and idealism too. So thank you.
Okay, Shaurya, you made a very good point that both have to be combined. But how they have to be combined, you have not clarified. Let us see if who will speak next.
So, like, if we want to take an paper and do any papers, so we will first think about that paper, what we want to do. And if we are harsh realism, so we will cheat. But if you will be idealism and realism together, so and use them, so first you will think about it and do that thing. So if you will fail, never mind, but you never cheat, you never do harsh realism.
Cheating is, of course, criminal. So we are not talking about criminality at all. Cheating is wrong. In any case, that is not to be debated. Okay, who will speak next? Yes, Bhavya, go ahead.
Namaskar, sir, and my dear friends. I am Abhyavas. Today, I want to speak on this topic. Like, access of everything is bad. So, in this case, also, we will be not choosing realism and idealism, because the access of both will be bad. We have to keep them in an equal way, and from this, we can build a society. We can take strong decisions, and we will be we can think in a way which will be helping us. So we will be having 50-50 of both, so it will be helping us to live a happy life and taking strong decisions in our life. Thank you.
Abhay, you did not use all your 2 minutes. Okay, you spoke well. But instead of saying 50-50 of both, better usage would be we shall combine both in equal measure. If you want to say 50-50 of both, say combine both in equal measure. Okay. In oral general talk, you can say 50-50, but if you are writing, then that is not a good English. Okay. Next.
So may I?
Yes, please go ahead. Please switch on your video. In 1 minute, our Zoom session will end and we will rejoin. Those who have come for the first time, please remember you have to rejoin after 1 minute. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, can I start?
Yes, Ritika.
A person can both be idealistic and realistic, but being realistic gives you more clear vision. But the dreams you want to pursue, the change you want for the entire world, and many more. When it comes to be a idealistic, somewhere and somewhat, idealistic world grabs people more than that of realistic world. As in this world, people are free to do anything at any time. They have their own rules. No comparison is there in idealistic world. But to be real, without facing comparison, a person can never develop.
Yes, Ritika, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I was on that without facing comparison, a person can
Can you
never
switch
develop.
on your video, Ritika?
So I was on that without facing any comparison. A person can never develop. That is the reason why realistic world is better than that of idealistic world. The conclusion tells that imagination is good at some level, but reality is the thing you should never forget about. Realistics can never be compared with harsh idealists. Practical idealist is much better than harsh idealist as to complete a goal with any mode, either it's right or wrong. It's a very difficult task. We should be a practical idealist or a realist for a better path to a goal.
Very good, Ritika. Very good. Next. Please raise your hand on your own. Volunteer to speak. पलक, आप हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हो. टॉपिक पे आपका विचार स्पष्ट होना चाहिए. Palak, would you like? Krishti, yes, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Can you please switch on your video when you speak?
Yes. May I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like being idealistic is neither bad nor good. At times, being idealistic can give you a unique and out of the box ideas and help you achieve your goal while romanticizing your life and even the small tasks. But at the same point, it's not good either. It can lead to expectations, and as we all know, expectations are a world apart than the reality. Creating fake scenarios in your head, which are impossible at times, can lead to thoughts that you're not good enough, and so on. reality doesn't always satisfy according to you, and it's okay to be that way, because you're never going to be in a world pre-programmed for you to succeed. So I feel like I'm going to be 50-50 in this.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, Shrishti. You at the one point said at the same point, at the same time will be better English. Okay, instead of at the same point, say at the same time. Realist should be whatever you want to add. And you said word is not pre-programmed for you. I think pre-programmed is not a very good usage here. It's not wrong, but from the digital world, it is borrowing and applied to real world. A better metaphor would be word is not uh, made according to you. Okay, that will be better usage. But it's not an error. It is okay. We are trying to just improve our expression.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Now, Palak, would you like to speak now?
Sir, may I speak?
Wait, let me see if Palak wants to speak. Okay, Gaurav, you start. Switch on your video.
Sir, am I visible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. And my dear friends, my views on today's topic is that one should be idealistic or realistic. So first of all, I would like to explain the meaning of that. What is idealistic? That some idealistic means that a person who is guided more by ideas than the practical considerations. That means that the person who believes in the theory of idealism, the person thinks about things about the situations and take decisions. And what realistic is a person that have that person having or showing a sensible or practical idea of what can be achieved or practical. So that means in realistic the person thinks practically, that he thinks about the consequences, that representing things in a way that are accurate and true to life. So, sir, that we live in an age when the people are morally overdosed. Everyone wants to see themselves as morally correct, and so people want to. According to me, that person should be both, neither realistic nor idealistic. That's the both have their advantages. Like, sir, the idealistic is a Latin word that comes from the idea, and idealistic are thinkers and have very definite ideas about the ways things should be. And also, the idealistic persons are more creative to the problem sorters. They always expect the best from others. The idealistic persons are constantly trying to improve themselves by different ways, by thinking. And the and idealistic peoples are frequently disappointed with the other peoples and the world. So the idealistic persons disagree other thoughts, other ideas of the other people. They think that their ideas, the mentality is good. But sir, on the other side, that realistic is also be there, that realistic persons, that persons have the practical knowledge and they have the plan B. That realistic person always has a backup plan, we can say, and has another way, that he has another ways to solve their problems. Or realistic persons are very easygoing. They are very because they understand what they understand happens, and they are ready for the life. They are ready for the life problems, and realistic persons are well organized and prepared. Actually, they stimulate their confidence, and as a result, they are very optimistic. So, sir, at the end, I would like to say that that person have both the qualities of idealistic and realistic. That person also think about the mind and also be a realistic person. Thank you.
Okay, Gaurav, good. You spoke for 2 minutes, but see, you are uh, conflating. Conflating, you understand? Mixing up. Conflating means mixing up. You are mixing up two terms, ideas and idealists. Idealists, you said, are people who go by ideas. That is not correct English. Ideas everyone uses, but idealists use ideals. Instead of ideas, you should have said ideals. For idealists, ideals are very important, and those who are strict idealists like Gandhiji, for them, even means have to be ideal. Both goals or our aims have to be idealistic, and also our means have to be, means of achieving those goals have to be idealistic. This is a example of a strict idealist. Okay, so the term to be used is not ideas. That is, of course, used by every human being as ideas. But idealists are those human beings who give priority to ideals, not ideas. Okay? Next, I think Weber has not spoken. Weber, would you like to speak now?
Devesh ji, ideals
Yes.
means?
Ideals means high goals, like nations, freedom, like humanities, peace and harmony. All these are ideals. High goals are ideals.
IDEALS.
ALS, yes. And ideas means any thoughts. They can be bad thoughts or good thoughts. Yes, Lovely, would you like to speak now?
Yes, sir. May I start?
Can you switch your video also?
Okay, I'll try to. Just a minute. Is it on?
No, we can't see you.
I think everyone should keep the video on, so it will be more interactive.
Okay, sir. I think I'm not able to switch on my video. So
Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
okay. So if I would have been given a choice to be an intellective or a realistic, I would have been choose realistic, because a realistic person is a sensible person which and a person which understands the current situation and follows the correct path, and and a realistic also means having or showing some practical awareness about the things which are going on, and a realistic person is a person who understands and accepts the situation which is been going on with him, and a very good example of realistic person I can give is a realistic person is a person who knows his or his limits and isn't going except is beyond the limit, because he is aware about his limits, and he's not expecting anything from anyone, as we should not expect anything from anyone. So a realistic person knows his limits very well, and he doesn't expect anyone anything from anyone. So I think this is the very best part of being a realistic person. And realistic persons also recognize what is real and what is a real or possible situation in a practical situations. They accept these things, and they identify with their sharp mind, like what is the real or the possible particular situation which they are going through. The one who accepts and deals with things that are real or political realists, they are also realistic person, and they also have a very minor, like these people accept the current situation, like whatever the situations they are undergoing, they accept this. And as we all know that we should not expect anything from anybody, so a realistic person knows his limits and always bees in the limits, and he knows where to go, and he knows the current situation or whatever goal he has chosen for himself or herself, that person will go on his or path. And if you recognize and accept it is true nature and try to deal with the practical situation, it is very great. And it is very great, and you can also see take it as a sign of a realistic person.
Subhi,
And
please
also
conclude. You have spoken for more than 2 minutes.
yeah, sir, I was just coming to the conclusion.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, at the end, I would like to say that the realistic persons are loyal to the people around them and work hard to keep their promises or the things which they are undergoing or any situations. Thank you.
Lovely. You said at the end, I would like to say that better usage would be, in conclusion, I would like to say that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Next time I'll take care.
And second thing is that you have used you have given true meaning of realism, but in another sense. You are contrasting realist with an impractical person. Of course, we all should be realists in that sense. But here we are contrasting realist with an idealist.
Okay.
So in that case, the question is that in that case, the idealist is not ready to use wrong means like violence, but a realist is ready to use sometimes wrong means also or harsh means also for the sake of a very noble ideal. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
realist word has two meanings. One is someone who is practical and not is not against. We are contrasting realist that case to impractical person. But realist, as in contrast to idealist, is someone who has a close look at reality and tries to serve a higher goal with a mix of good means, but also sometimes, if necessary, bad means. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now I think.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Palak?
May I start?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
So, good evening, sir, and my all dear friends. Today's topic is should be we idealism and realist. So, one second, sir.
It will be better
Idealism
if
is
you don't read your speech. Please try and speak without reading. Then you will learn more. Yes, go ahead.
Idealism is based on nation's reality, grounded in human consciousness. The primary idea behind idealism as a sir, actually, network problem is here. So,
Okay, go ahead. No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
reality based on a working of an individual mind, and idealism is the system that suggested objects do not have any standing that exists beyond the extent on which they are perceived by the conscious mind. In other words, we can say that what a person understands to be reality reflects the working of their mind. In idealism, reality doesn't exist independent of the mind, but rather is depend on the mind. since the mind is an accept of reality that cannot be directly observed, that means that idealism is metaphysical in nature. The words metaphysical can be used to refers to abstract reasoning, and I have an example of idealism in everyday life, like. The saying mind over matter is another one that provides an example of idealism in everyday life. And the idea behind that saying is that if you believe something to be true and focus on that, then ultimately it will come on reflect to you, of your reality. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Palak, I think you have used Google or some encyclopedia. That is okay, but you should,
No, sir, my sisters teach me about.
okay, but then you should put it in your own words rather than borrowed words. Okay, for example,
Yes,
you use the
sir.
term metaphysical. Do you know the meaning of metaphysical?
Metaphysical is like
Metaphysical is the study of being, what all
yeah,
exists. Okay, whether God exists
yeah,
or not. Okay,
yes,
whether
sir.
spirit exists or not. All these are questions of metaphysics. Okay,
Yes,
but
sir.
I think you were not very clear about it. So
Yeah,
if you will use your own words, then you will be able to correct you and you will learn more. Okay,
yes,
you
sir. Yes,
borrow
sir.
encyclopedia, you borrow from Google, but then write and try to speak without reading in your own words. That will be better. Make some points and then speak in your own words.
Yes, sir.
Now, who
Sure.
will speak
Thank you.
next?
Sir, may I
Welcome.
speak? Sir,
Yes,
may
Weber.
I?
Please go ahead, Weber.
Yes, sir. So, namaskar, sir, and my dear friends.
What
My name
about
is.
your video, Weber?
Uh, sir, am I visible?
Yes.
Okay, so namaskar, sir, and my dear friends. My name is Vaibhav, and as our today's topic is that realistic or idealistic. So, sir, I have chosen a realistic because
Yes, because
telling about someone was telling about some reality. So I have not understood this topic.
okay, doesn't matter. Who will speak next? Vedehi, I am seeing you for the first time. Please introduce yourself. Or
Sir, may I start?
okay, Gagan.
Okay. Uh,
Video, please.
yes, sir. Sir, am I visible?
Yes.
So good evening, everyone. And sir, according to me, I would like to become an idealistic because, sir, according to me, the idealistic are the more creative persons as they have the better thinking idea and better decision problem mindsets and the better and the more things that they can tackle with the different opportunities so that they can solve the problems. The peoples who are realistic face more problems than the idealistic persons. So, sir, this is the first point that I would like to tell about the idealistic person, and the next one is the idealistic persons are the person who at the every moment they wants to improve themselves about their thinking ideas about their mindset how they think and how they solve the problems at the every situation and the every moment. They tries to become more better and better, and they always trying to improve. And they have the more command in their doing of work, and have frequent, and they does their work more frequently than the people who are realistic. So but as the realistic persons have the disadvantage, but also it has but idealistic persons has advantages, but it also contains disadvantages, as like the idealistic persons always thinks that they want to do better and better, and they always think that the other person who is close to them also do a better work, a greater work for him. So they think that they demand from the others to do the work best and best. So it's a very big disadvantage of idealistic person. So at the conclusion, I would like to say that the both idealistic and realistic persons have the different mindset, and both are positive, both have the positive things and the negative things, but it's upon the mindset and the nature and the thinking. So the on the thinking that they how to live in this entire world, and tackle their difficulties faced in their life. Thank you, sir.
Good, Gagan. But don't say at conclusion. You will say in conclusion, I would say. Okay. And also you
Okay, sir.
said idealists also contain. Contain is wrong usage here. Idealists also have. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now, anyone else is left? Madhu Gupta ji, would you like to please speak on the topic?
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar. Welcome, sir.
A person who is guided more by ideals than by practical considerations.
Yes.
A person who believes in the theory of idealism. A person who recognizes what is real or possible in a particular situations. One who accepts and deals with things as they really.
What do you prefer between the two?
Realist.
Okay, very good. So you have just suggest we give 2 minutes for every speech. So please use your time if you next time. Anyone else would like to add anything now?
Deveshji, I think
yes,
the intention really matters. As you
Yes.
said, the means are important. Like the one who are realistic, they want to get the things done by hook and crook. So sometimes their intention is not right when they are real. Like a mother sometimes use some tricks to make the child do certain things, or to drink milk or take some medicines. So mother uses all the tricks. So idealistic person cannot use the tricks. Idealistic person will say you have to drink the milk, but mothers use some different tricks. If you drink it, so you have to be realistic at the same time with the right intention. If intention is not right,
yes,
if the means are not correct, then your realistic will be, the result would be different. It will take you to the wrong side. As you said, if you have a higher goal and then you take certain decisions, like Bhagwan Sri Krishna took certain decisions to establish the dharma in the society.
yes,
So that is fine. But sometimes when we say, okay, I am realistic, okay, so how do you get to know that this is good or this is not good? This understanding comes from certain ideals. What is it? Ideals.
Idealistic.
So yeah, to say this is good, this is not good, this should be done, this should not be done. This also comes with certain ideals. No, but
Yes.
definitely the intention is good, and you have to be spontaneous in this present moment. Then it's, I think, what do you say? I think this is.
Yeah, I agree entirely, Swamiji. You made an excellent point about intention being the most important thing. Sometimes you may have to use lies also. Best example is Krishna used a lie in Mahabharata, but for his intention was the defeat of the righteous side, the side which is on the side of justice. To help them, he used a lie also.
Even
So
they use the
sometimes-
wrong means.
Yes, only the means.
Like to kill Bhishma Pitama,
Yes.
they called that person, no, who was in the form of the male body. What was the
Yes.
name of that person?
Shikhandi.
Shikhandi. So they used wrong means.
Yes.
But their intention was good.
Because the most important thing is the word is full of evil also. Sometimes for a good final goal, we will have to use a less desirable mean also. Our goal should be very good, and our goal should not be personal interest at any time. It is not for personal interest that you can justify wrong means. Never. For public good, yes, you can justify wrong means at times, but very, very carefully thought. Always try to use right means, but in a very difficult situation for a very good goal, we may be forced to use wrong means sometimes.
Like Deveshji, a doctor, when the doctor does the surgery, when the doctor do the surgery, doctor cut, what do you say, make the cut in the body.
Yes.
So, but the intention is good, so that
we ourselves want the doctor to do it.
But if with the wrong intention, if somebody use the knife on your body, if somebody put the knife on your body, then
yes.
Yeah.
So we are very fortunate. Swamiji, keep coming. Your advice has been very, very useful, and students will benefit a lot. Madhuji, you also, we welcome you again, and please keep joining us every night. We meet at 8 p.m. and these are young children who are very promising. We all wish them very good luck, and we meet again tomorrow. So good night, everybody.
So tomorrow also we have a
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Good
topic
night,
we'll
sir.
send in
Thank
the
you,
morning.
sir.
Oh.
Tomorrow Rita will teach and we'll send the topic in the morning.
Wow.
Good night, sir.
Rita.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.